Good morning, all of you. In this lecture, we are going to see the topic of beggary, which is coming under the socio-economic part of it, social demand research of happiness. Data code 405. Okay. Now we will discuss about the beggary. If we are taking a rough figure, rough fact about the bakery, it is around 1.5 billion industry in India because from the societal point of view, we are seeing that it's a problem, it's a social problem, it's an economical problem. But from the profit point of view, from the economic point of view, we can say that it is the industry. Bakery is the industry, and the 1.5 billion people are involved in this industry because somewhere they are in the exchange process. They are the taking money as a donation, as a beg, or from the any part. But where they are expending it, after begging, they are expending it in their fulfilling their needs, the basic needs basically. So somewhere it is the part of the economy. That's why you will see that there it is written word industry, 1.5 billion industry because all these people who are involved in the begging activity, they will be counted under the this industry basically. Okay, that's why it is written the word industry in India. So don't get confused. So we are going to start the story of 1.5 billion industry in India. That how this industry has been started, whom we can call, who are the people who are involved in this industry, what are the reasons behind the people who are in the industry, and what are the measures taken by the government to reduce this number 1.5 billion industry in India. Okay, let's start. Now, begging is a common social necessity. In many cases, it is not caused by poverty, rather by human laziness. No doubt. Because the people you will see in that picture, this lady is fit. Behind that, again a lady is there, is also fit. But however, they are involved in the begging activity. They can be the farmer, she can be the labor, she can be involved in some training and development activity, in some skill development activity. She can work at anywhere, but however, she is involved in this begging industry. That's why we can say that it is the human laziness, nothing else. If a people who is physically handicapped, visually handicapped, then we can consider that he can live his life on the basis of donations, on the basis of begging activity. But the people who is physically fit, or the human being who is physically fit, if he is involved in this type of activities, somewhere it shows that it's his laziness. He don't want to work. He doesn't want to be involved in the working attitude. He don't have the working attitude or the earning attitude. He's only having the attitude of easy ways, the shortcut method to earn the money, to earn the basic needs. Either they can easily get the food, they can easily get the money as a charity or the donation. Begging means to ask for food or money as charity. It can also be used to ask someone earnestly or humbly for something. A person, typically a homeless one, who lives by asking for money and food is called beggar in India. Okay? But however, you will see that if someone comes to you, he approaches to you and says that he is hungry for the day, so please provide him money. He will not ask for the food. He will ask for the money. He will ask for the handsome amount of 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 30 rupees, 50 rupees, 100 rupees. He will ask again against that money. Now, what will you do? If you will just take the approach that you will say that okay, I'll feed you, he will refuse to be get feeded. He will say that you just provide him the money, he will feed himself. He will manage himself that how to feed. They will never accept your food. There are again a certain type of beggars are there. They will not accept your food. They are only accepting the currencies in which they are dealing because they think that it's a business. They are not begging for the out of hungerness, out of the basic necessities, but they are begging because it has become their livelihood. It has become their way of living. He thinks that it is his occupation. He has now become the occupational beggar. He has become the professional beggar, we can say that. That's why it's become the industry. In India, begging is growing at an alarming rate. Begging has assumed a surprising proportion. Beggars have accepted begging as a profession. Just now we have talked about it, profession, and have changed its form in the modern period. And the issue of begging has become a huge one. Beggars have nothing to do but begging and leading a life of awful ethical corruption. Okay, in India, you will see that day by day this number is increasing by the alarming rate. Why it is increasing? Because it's a shortcut way. In whatever temple you visit out of India, all over the India, you will see that just at the exit door of the temple, you will see that hundreds of beggars are there, dozens of beggars are there, as per the footfall of that temple. If that temple is very renowned, if the temple is having lot of devotees, it means they will come to temple, they will offer the worship, they will offer different things to the god, and again at the time of exit from that temple, they will also offer, they will make charity, they will make donations to these beggars. So as renowned, as reputed the temple is, it will increase the number of beggars outside that temple. Why it is so? Because because the more and more people are thinking that it is the shortcut way, without doing any work, just to sit idle whole day, just asking money from a different type of person, asking, discussing your problems, discussing your economical status, blessing the people. These are the very common things in the begging industry, and they're earning very easily. That's why they think that it's a very good business, it's a very good profession. But however, it's not ethical. If a people who is physically fit, he should not be. Even the people who is not physically fit, he should also not beg. He should be involved in any type of activity, any sitting activity, but they are involved in this activity. Why? Because they think that it is the shortcut way to feed them, to feed their family, to feed himself, and to save also. Because there were some facts, there was some research that showed that many beggars were having the saving accounts also, and they are having the lot of rupees there. They have saved it. They are having the if you will take the interview of few beggars, the older one, he will say that he is involved in this profession. He will not use the word that he is begging. He will say that he is involved in this profession. His forefather was also there, his grandfather was also in the same profession, his father was also, and now he is in the same profession. Somewhere it is again the generation by generation, profession is also going to be carried over. Now, what are the causes of begging? The first cause was that the people moving from the rural to the urban, they are being migrated in the urban areas. They can't live, they don't have any living standard, they are not having any livelihood, they don't have any earning, so they think that in urban areas people are having more money, they are having the much more better class, so they will also do much more charity. So if once they are being in this activity, they start begging. Second, the lack of employment opportunities. If that physically fit people has been provided the employment, he won't have opted the begging as a profession. Due to the lack of employment opportunities, the physically fit are moving toward this industry, begging industry. The lack of basic facilities like proper education, health facilities, etc. People are illiterate. Due to their illiteracy, they think that it is the best method to earn money, or out of some health related issue, they are begging. But if they will be literate, they won't beg. Either they get the employment or not, but they won't beg. They will try to live their livelihood from a different way. Many people who are disabled finding difficult to support their livelihood. Those people who are disabled, they think that they can't feed their family. He can't feed himself. I can't feed myself. So they will start doing begging. Unfortunately, many have made it their profession, although they are few. In many reports, it was found that people are possessed property, bank accounts, are begging. Just now I have told you there were many research were conducted on the beggars, and it has been found that they are having the much more property than a normal man. They are having the bank accounts in which they are saving their earnings from the beggings. And in India, there is one more socioeconomic problem, that is the trafficking of children. After trafficking, they are involved in this begging activity, and whatever they are earning, they are giving it to their leaders, their gang boss. So it's again an illegal activity, and these all are the causes of begging in India. Now, what are the remedies for this to remove this begging or to reduce the number of begging in this industry, begging industry? The first one is the launching of schemes. It is generally for those people who are migrating from the rural to the urban area. In the rural areas only, they are getting the employment under the Manrega scheme, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Assurance. Under this scheme, they are getting the job, they are having the job card. Through that job card, they are getting the work, they are getting the payment, so they will not face the problem of begging, or they will not face the problem of unemployment. The second one is the strong provision to support the disabled, like providing education and job reservation, etc. The the people who is economically weak, or the people who is not having that much of a standard, so by providing him the education, by providing him the reservation in particular job, they can be made able to get the job and leave the path of begging. Third one is providing basic facilities to poor and marginalized, like free education, health facilities, housing facilities. If it has been providing to the marginalized people or the poor people, then automatically they will never move towards the begging. Have you ever seen that the person who is very literate, he won't earn, he won't go for the begging side, he will earn from the different methods, he will go for the tuition, but he will not go for the begging, because somewhere his self dignity will be hurt. That's why the people who is educated, the people who is illiterate, will never go opt for the begging. Stringent laws to combat the problem of child trafficking, and whoever found involved in this should be provided with the strict punishment. There must be a strict law, so that the person who is involved in the child trafficking activity, he must be strictly punished, so that it can be reduced. The begging part can be reduced. As a citizen, we should discourage beggars, and rather we should encourage them to do some work. And in this we can help them. Just this is the main part, because government can't do anything. We have to take the initiative. What we can do, if a person is approaching to you, is begging from you for the food, for the money, just if he is physically fit, just ask him to do some work for you. And if he completes your work, just ask him to clean your house, just ask him to clean your garden, clean your car, or any activity. After performing his activity, his work, whatever you have assigned to him, if he completes that work, then only help him. Help him not through the money, but through the food, through the education, through any skill. It will discourage the baking part, which is existing in their mind, that it is a shortcut activity through which they can easily earn money and live their livelihood. So, in this lecture, we have heard about the begging, the facts involved in the begging, what are the causes of begging, and what are the remedies through which we can